Paradigm BI has a new HTML viewer, and I'm going to show you a bit about how to use it. It's available in the store, and I suggest you download the sample report as well. But I'm going to show you how to go from scratch, and then we'll talk about the sample report later on. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate creating a basic HTML fragment and then using it to display a KPI measure using the Para-HTML viewer. Hopefully this will work in one go. We'll try and keep it simple. So here I am in Visual Code. So the first thing we'll do is we'll create a new file and we'll save it. So we know what it is, and we'll call it test html.html. Nothing to, oops, hang on. Nothing to it. And we'll just, we'll put some basic HTML here. We'll put a body in. Oh, hang on, we'll put a div. Oh, there we go. It's working quite nicely. He says. You get the idea. We just sort of put something in there. And here we'll add a couple of paragraphs. And we'll add an ID called KPI. And this is where we're going to display something. So we'll just save that. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it. There's our test file. And right here, I've got some Azure storage, and I'm going to put it in there. Okay. Now I'll just pause for a second. Actually, no, I won't. We'll just we'll go straight into this, and we'll open up Power BI Desktop. And we'll open up the demo app. because I just want to grab something out of it. So this is the demo. And in transform data, I'm looking for something simple here. Which I'm not finding. Nope, that's the wrong one. Well, we could use this one, but I won't do that. I'll open up a different one. We use get cards from Azure Storage because this is my practice one. I'll close that one. Yep, we'll do this. This is the simplest one. We'll do this one. This is the simplest one. Now, starting again. Okay, we'll do a blank query. What I'm going to do is I have this little thing I've prepared beforehand. And we'll call it our card path. And this is just going to bring a card in, okay? So we'll do that. And look at that. It doesn't know the path, which is good because we're going to give it one from whatever we called out. There it is, our test thing. So we're going to copy the URL of that and we're going to create a parameter called our card path. Look at that. Look at that. We now have that card in here, and we're just going to do a little change here and make it into a table. Just get that in there, right? We just make that into a table. And we're just going to add a column. We call this column category. Just put a 1 in there. It doesn't matter what's in there. and we're just going to rename this one. And we'll just call that the test HTML. So now we're kind of ready to go. And yeah, that'll do. Oh, let's do one other thing here. Seeing as we've got the card here, let's add another column, and we're going to call this column our measure. And we'll make that 66.6. Oops, there we go. Oh, that's a bad number, isn't it? Here we go. Okay, so now we've got a category, we've got a measure, we've got some HTML. What more could you want? And we'll give the query a name. Now just remember we called the ID KPI there. Okay, so let's put that at the back of your brain for a moment. And close and apply that. And what we'll do is we'll just actually create a quick measure called KPI. This may not work because see if that measures numeric or not. Hey, look, that seems to be working. Let's get the HTML the viewer. So we'll just go type in HTML here. There it is. Add that. And this requires three things to display something. It needs a category to link it to. Here we go. We need some HTML, the template. There it is here. Look, it says KPI here. And then we have a value which goes like this. And there we have our value. And basically, that's how you get started. So we'll stop there. Well, we'll just show you a couple of things. Let's just turn that category off at the top and turn the title off. That'll do. We'll stop here. There's the 66.66. We have just put our KPI onto our own visual. Okay, this is the demo Power BI file which you can download from the store. And what it has is it's got an HTML form which kind of explains itself here. It's got a simple OKR on a single page. It's got some SVG here. You know, there's a bit of parameter substitution in there. This is a test of an image, and this is just a test of a singleton select where you select in there, and it pops into there. What was special about this one was we did the measure, and you'll see that when there is nothing selected, it goes select an interest, and that's because the measure has got the if it's selected, give you a message. Else, say select an interest. So that's how this bit's working here. Let's just have a quick look at how this is done on the data side. Let's see. This is all configured not to download anything. He says, oh, actually it does. Sorry, it downloads from Azure Storage. The tables themselves are inbuilt. So there's a dose table here. That's just editable. There's an OKR table, which is incredibly simple. You'll notice that there are some parameters here, and these are paths to things. Now, picking up the HTML files, I'll just show you how I did that, because this is not as complicated as it looks. What's happening here is I'm taking a parameter, I'm kind of parsing it, and then reading the table, a table of files from Azure Storage out of the container, and looking for HTML files. There you go. And when that's done, I'm just pivoting them, and that gives us some data to display, and then we can see what's inside them. And then we'll just quickly do that. Let me just realign this a second. Wasn't a terribly good idea, was it? And there we can see the HTML behind. This is the most complex one, and oh, sorry, that's another one. Let's do the pure test. Here we go. And this is actually reading pure CSS from the repository. So unpackage. That's Content Distribution Network, and using some very simple styling here, which is quite nice. Yeah, you can have a look at that yourself. Let's not pause too long on this. And here I've got some Twitter files, which I'm using on one of the examples as well. So we'll just close that. And look, all that's happening here is let's go this single select one here. And what you have is you've got a category, a template, which is the HTML, and then the values, and this is binding by name. So this is binding to an ID called message, which is in here, and this is binding to an ID called email, and we will just have a quick look at that actually. So this is pure form 2. We'll just see if we can find that form. Oh, actually no, there's a better way of doing this. We can go show as table, and that will show you what is in there, and you can see the ID of message, the ID of impression. So look at that. What a tooltip. And the ID of, and that is how this is binding to that. So it's fairly simple. So if I could remember how to. Okay. Image is slightly different. You'll see when we look at the image, there's just binding down there for image. It's just a different binding. Nothing special in there. Where is that one? Oh, okay. This is just this is in the OKR table. Whatever. It's just a URL. Let's have a look at it. There we go. It's just a JPEG file. So these are interesting. This is let's have a look at this one. This is an SVG embedded in there, and you'll see buried deeply in it is an ID called result, and that's how it's binding. So that's just binding in there. Again, it's fairly simple. These are just SVG files. This is plain vanilla SVG. Like I said, download it, have a play. Look, this is an OKR with a little thingy in here. You can do this yourself. It's not difficult once you get started. So have a play with it. Bind your measures to your IDs. There are a variety of possibilities. Sending is a little more complicated, and I won't cover it in this video, but it's basically it picks up all those fields and here we have the URL where it's sent to, and I'll cover that in another video. Thanks for listening to all of this, and enjoy it.